Hey guys, Josh Shoemaker here again, joined with Dan Keenan. This time it's going to be for our Phase 2 Pearl review. We both waited a little bit of time, had a couple weeks now to get some games on this, so both of the covers have tamed down a little bit. Phase 2 Pearl, I know a lot of guys have come up to me in the last couple weeks and said, well, what's the point in releasing another Pearlized Phase 2? And the rebuttal to it has been this is actually the first Phase 2 that's actually a direct Pearl complement to the original Solid. So this one, no AI core in it. Same velocity core that was found in the original. The AI stuff has kind of made stuff kind of roll a little earlier, a little heavier. This has no AI in it. And it also has the TX25 Pearl cover, which is the same as the TX16, but since it's come out in 2025, it's just the 2025 rendition of it. So this is a direct Phase 2 Pearl. As opposed to a lot of the other ones where they've used, R3S hybrid on, or R3S Pearl on I think the Phase 3, and then the Idle Pearl had the extra nano additive in it. I mean, not the Idle Pearl. The Phase 4, Phase 5 had just the R2S in it, so they were a little bit cleaner, a little bit quicker. So this is actually the first Phase 2 that's had the direct Pearl complement cover to it. So this lane here definitely has quite a bit of open play on it. They're hooking quite a bit more than normal, which is going to be a good spot for this ball. I went going up the lane just a touch.
By the way, we're bowling on the dirty dirt right now. All right, so as Josh was saying, this is an exact replica of the Solid, just with the TX25. We didn't play any games this time. The same core and a true Pearl cover. I know we've messed around since I've been on staff a couple years ago. We messed around with a couple versions that were blends of pearls and hybrids, and none of them really seem to track up. Like I said, we're bowling on the real dirt, so I'm going to actually stand a little bit right of where I want, just so you can maybe see the hook potential. So, yeah, they're hooking right now.
Didn't miss in practice, and then, of course, you turn on the camera.
Yeah.
Typical.
Like I said, I wanted to move a little right there just so you can see the hook potential and kind of what the lanes are doing. So as I move to where I need to be, you can see that progression.
I'm going to go back to the same spot I was on my first one. Just move my eyes one right and just try to get it to the friction a little bit quicker. Missed that first one a little long left, so. There you go. Much better. So kind of chatting with Dan for a minute here before we started the video. This, for me, reminds me a lot of when they came up with the remake for the Marvel Pearl back in 2017, 2018. This reminds me a lot of that.
So I never got to throw Marvel Pearl. Wasn't on staff yet. For me, for all of you that like the original Zen and the Zen 25, I find this to be a good replacement for those. All right, I'm going to go a few more left. See if I can get this thing dialed in. So as you can see, like I said, they're hooking right now. When that hits friction, it doesn't do the big jump. Very blendy, but not too strong to, leave the two. I'm in this zone now where I'd be scared of leaving the 245 if I miss it, but that is not the case.
Definitely blends it. One of the things is, a lot of the stronger pearlized covers we've come out with in the last couple of years. When you think of Idle Pearl, Phaze AI, they were just very chuggy and early. So as soon as I saw this having the TX25 on it and it being the direct complement to the original, I was hoping it was going to be a little bit cleaner and a little bit quicker. Not quite as quick as the R2S, but kind of right in the middle. And from what I've seen so far, it seems like it is right in the middle, which is the perfect blend of like the strength and control that we want to see out of something like this. So no, same spot as the last one here. That one tried to get it a little bit right, a little bit quicker than the last one. As you can see, it's still blended off of it really nice. Definitely not sideways off friction.
All right, we got even a couple more left. I feel like I have some room. So that was a couple more left. I used the slop a little more. If you've seen some of my Facebook posts, I've been talking about this ball special. Now, there's been a lot of knocks on some ball reviews lately. I've seen some videos of guys knocking ball reviews that were just out here to sell bowling balls. So I'm going to educate everyone a little bit in this one. This is one of those balls that just seems to match up. Josh mentioned the Phaze AI. A lot of people weren't a big fan of it. I was, for me, being lower rev rate. Sometimes I need to help with those bigger balls, so that Phaze AI I actually used quite a bit last season. This is just, I feel like I can use this on the house fresh. I bowled the Mike Marcus over the weekend. There was a big speed bump down the lane, and when I got left, this ball actually surprised me about how much it got through that speed bump that built down the lane. I was a little afraid of it being shinier, but it really dug in and kept its shape.
Yeah, it's kind of the cool thing about, Dan and I doing these videos together is actually a lot of the shapes that we like are complete opposites of each other. So where he liked the Phaze AI, Optimidal Pearl, some of the chuggier, cleaner, but still very forward and earlier pieces with the stronger covers, I was not a big fan of that. So I don't really have any issue with getting stuff to start up early enough. I'm very forward, have not a lot of tilt. So for me, it's about finding stuff that's going to blend the lane front to back well, but still be clean enough where it doesn't see the early part of the lane, because a lot of the centers around here for me, my ball sees the front part of the lane way too hard and ends up getting offline really quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and move two and one here. Just get a little bit slower with it. Wow. Actually, probably didn't even need to really slow it down there, because that one still had no problem.
I mean, you slowed it down.
Yeah. There's plenty of friction out there.
There is a lot of friction. Even my ball, I feel like I'm Pete Weber right now. I can circle the whole lane if I want. All right, I'm going to throw another ball with the Pearl. I can already tell you what the solid's going to do compared to it. It's going to probably 2-4-5. All right, I'm going to go. So I went 3 and 2 after shot 1. I'm going to go 3 and 2 again. Drill one.
Just one of those balls when you throw it, you're having fun when you're throwing it. I've seen some couple of them being posted around with some really interesting color swirls on them. And as much as a lot of people don't pay attention to that, definitely not as much in the Pearl and the solid balls. A lot of times in the hybrid is when the color swirls. That's your two different cover components. But for this one, the swirls in this are actually really close to the Phase 2 that I just drilled. So I do feel like it's even more so a compliment that, because the colors do play a little bit of a role in that too. So I'll throw one more shot with this here. I'm just going to go ahead and move 3 and 2 and try to throw it about the speed I did the last one. It was a little bit on the slow side though. Ooh. Fell off of that one a little bit, but see, got it going right quick and won it off of it really nicely, and had no problem with hooking from there.
All right, so as much as I want to keep throwing the Pearl, because I can strike with it, I got to show you think YouTube cuts us off at what, 20, 25 minutes?
Yeah, 20 minutes. So we still got
So
another.
we got a
We
few
got
minutes.
another 10. We're good.
So I'll throw my Phase 2. Now this Phase 2 is a 2023 version. I just drilled up before Nationals. Something I noticed from the first couple of Phase 2s I drilled is the last couple that I ordered and are sitting in the living room in boxes are much duller. They have some different color combinations, and they seem to be a lot stronger. So my Phase 2 layout in the couple that I've done have been in the 4.5 by 3 by like 2.5 range. I did the pearl. We dropped the back number a half, so we went down to a 2. Being a pearl, I wanted to make sure that it read. So I'm going to take the solid Phase 2. I'm going to stand exactly where I try to do exactly what I just did on the last shot. I really think this will 2-pin, but we'll see. It'll 2-4-5. Almost exactly.
We were talking about earlier.
I like I can call that.
There's a game left on 18 if you guys want to practice in between your practice.
Okay.
Oh, sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, just hit the pallet and throw the 10th right.
Thank you.
So kind of to piggyback a little bit on what Dan was saying about his, this is a 2024. I ordered this one last year. It was sitting in the box. I've had a very love-hate relationship with the Phase 2. I've drilled probably 1 out of 7 that I've really liked. And that one was kind of on its way out, so I ended up drilling this one. This one had a lot of the like milky phasing in it before I ended up cutting the surface on it. And usually we joke about it and say that's the hook milk. So when a lot of those balls come with that that white, like milky phasing on them, they end up tending to usually be a little bit stronger and earlier. So this one, same way as the Phase 2 Pearl here. I'm going to bump back a couple right to where I started with Phase 2 Pearl, and you should see this one be substantially earlier and rounder. Yeah, so again, that blends out the friction really nice, just like the Phase 2 Pearl does, but that Phase 2 Pearl was quite a bit easier through the front part of the lane, whereas I feel like that one started slowing down quite a bit sooner.
All right, so you saw what my Phase 2 Solid did, so we're not going to throw that again. So what the Phase 2 Solid would do for me right now compared to the Pearl is I would probably have to move 5 and 2 back to the right to give it a chance to strike, and I think the chances of it striking at that part of the lane are going to be slim to none, because then it brings the big 4 into play, and it brings the 10 into play, because I would have to throw it so firm I probably wouldn't get the 10 out. So another ball that I like to compare this to would be, so you can get an idea, Rockstar Amped. I have not done these side by side yet. I expect this would be a little sharper, just because it's going to be a little cleaner. The layout is roughly the same. It's the back number is maybe, instead of 1.5, it's probably 1 3/4. So 4.5 by 3 by probably 1 3/4, maybe 2. So I'll stand right where I stood with the Phase 2 Pearl, just so you can see a comparison. And as you can see, it's definitely longer, quicker. Yeah.
It was pretty funny. We didn't talk at all about which pieces we were going to bring to compare, and we ended up bringing the exact same 3 pieces. So Rockstar Imp for me has been a really good piece. It's been kind of at the bottom portion of my league bag. I've been using it a lot on the like the double and triple burn leagues that I bowl in, when they start getting over cliffed and I have to bump back right and can kind of trap it game 3. It's been really good for me. So I'll go ahead and stand right on same spot that I threw the first shot of the Phase 2 Pearl and then that last shot of the Phase 2, and try to get this one going right as well. That one was up the lane a little bit. I'm gonna have to throw one more with that one just to have a little bit better of an idea. That one does have a little bit of surface on it, whereas my Phase 2 Pearl is kind of lane shine back up now. So that, to me, the first shot did feel a little bit earlier and more blendy. We'll give it one more shot, get it going right, and see if it does the same
So
thing.
Josh doesn't like to give the Power Edge a chance.
No.
I think he'd be very surprised if he gave it a chance. I like the Power Edge. Kind of what I'll do now, just to separate a couple balls. My Zen 25, I usually keep it about 2,000. The Rockstar amp, I've kept the Power Edge on. I've kept the Power Edge on the Phase 2. Most likely what I'll do is take either the amp to the Phase 2. I haven't decided yet. Probably put one of them at 3,000 just to kind of give me a little gap. Now the whole point when I'm doing the comparisons is not to strike. I just want you to see a difference in the balls. But we're going to go right back to the Phase 2 Pearl and strike. It really strikes that much.
So I'm going to go ahead and move. I'll do the 5 and 3 move like I threw the last shot of the Phase 2 Pearl at, and see if I can get it to come off of it as hard as the Phase 2 Pearl did from in here. I think that, for me, will be the telltale sign if this is going to be a little bit slower, a little bit quicker than the Phase 2 Pearl. Yeah, that for me definitely feels like it lopes a little bit more. Yeah. Having a little bit more surface on it, it's going to want to kind of lock up and go a little bit more forward, whereas that Phase 2 Pearl from that angle had no problem coming around the corner, for lack of better terms.
All right, one more with the Phase 2 Pearl. I'm going to move two left off my last shot. I'm actually going to try to open my angles here. I'm not going to look at anything specific. I'm just going to try and get it right, just so you all can see how it might respond to the friction. These videos are also my practice time, so. So I moved two left there, and the previous shots were all just inside the tracer down lane, and that got probably 2-3 right of the tracer, and it still went through the pins. Just go drill one.
All right, well, we ended on that good strike, so I'm going to move, see if I can move 5 more.
No pressure, Josh.
And open up the lane a little bit more and see if we can bend one in there. Woo. There you go.
All right, he tripped the 4.
All right. There you go. You guys are interested in stopping out and drilling your own, at this point, the release video is already going to be available at all your Storm VIP Pro shops. So
and it's Christmas time, so
yeah,
tell your significant other you need 2 of them.
Yep, sounds good. Drill 1 pin up, 1 pin down underneath the Christmas tree there, and we'll catch you guys in a week or 2 for the next review video. See ya.